I'll be honest with you. I'm not proud of what I did. But before you judge me, let me tell you how I got here. My name is Amber, and I'm 26 years old. I grew up in a council estate in Manchester with a single mom who worked 3 jobs just to keep the lights on. I watched her struggle every single day of my childhood. I watched her cry over bills she couldn't pay. I watched her wear the same coat for 8 winters because she couldn't afford a new one. I watched her age 20 years and 10 because poverty does that to you. It eats away at you until there's nothing left. I promised myself I would never live like that. Never. So when I met Marcus Ashford at a charity gala in London, I saw my way out and I took it. Marcus was everything I'd ever dreamed of. 34 years old, devastatingly handsome, with dark hair and piercing blue eyes, a successful investment banker who drove a Porsche and lived in a penthouse apartment in Canary Wharf. He wore suits that cost more than my mum's monthly rent. He spoke with that posh accent that opens doors in this country. And he wanted me. We met when I was working as a server at the gala. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was covering for a friend who'd called in sick. I was passing around champagne when Marcus stopped me. "You're far too beautiful to be serving drinks," he said, his eyes traveling over me in a way that should have felt objectifying, but somehow felt flattering. "And you're far too charming to be sincere," I shot back. He laughed. A real laugh, not the polite chuckle rich people usually give. Smart and beautiful. Dangerous combination. "What's your name?" "Amber." "Marcus. And I am sincere, for what it's worth. Can I have your number, Amber?" I should have said no. I should have remembered that I was just the help, that people like him don't seriously date people like me. But I looked at his expensive watch, his confident smile, his whole aura of success, and I thought, why not? What do I have to lose? So I gave him my number. The first 3 months were like a fairy tale. Marcus took me to restaurants I couldn't pronounce, bought me dresses I'd never have been able to afford, whisked me away for weekends in Paris and Barcelona. He introduced me to a world I'd only seen in magazines, a world of wealth and ease where people never worried about money because they'd always had it. I fell in love with that world. As for Marcus, well, I cared about him. He was funny, intelligent, good in bed. He treated me well. But love? Real, deep, genuine love. I'm not sure I ever felt that. What I felt was security, possibility, a future that didn't involve struggling like my mom. Around month 4, Marcus started talking about his views on relationships. We were lying in his enormous bed after sex, looking out at the London skyline through floor-to-ceiling windows. "I need to be honest with you about something," he said, running his fingers through my hair. "Okay." My heart jumped. Was he going to propose? After only 4 months, it seemed fast. But rich men did impulsive things, didn't they? I don't want children. Ever. And I don't believe in marriage. I think they're both outdated institutions that trap people in situations they eventually resent. My heart sank. Ever. You're sure? Completely sure. I've known since I was 20. I love my life exactly as it is. I love my freedom. Children and marriage would just complicate everything. He looked at me, his blue eyes serious. "I need to know if that's a deal breaker for you." "Because I really like you, Amber. I could see us having something long term, but only if we're on the same page about this." I should have ended it right there. If I'd had any decency, any integrity, I would have said, I'm sorry, but that is a deal breaker. I want different things, but I didn't because I looked around at that penthouse, at the life he was offering, and I couldn't bear the thought of going back to my tiny flat in Brixton, to my job as a receptionist that barely paid my rent, to the constant anxiety about money that had followed me my entire life. That's fine, I lied. I'm not really the maternal type anyway. He smiled and kissed me. I'm so glad. I was worried you'd want all that traditional stuff. The seed was planted that night. The terrible, desperate, manipulative seed.